Welcome back to Tax Talk with Hey Hey, where we offer simplified tax planning and mentorship to help 6 and 7 figure CEOs ditch the daily hustle by achieving financial independence from your business by increasing your purchasing power and diversifying your source of passive income. Through financial mentorship, realistic goal setting, and simplified tax planning, without having to hustle for the rest of your life, with the guarantee of the optimal roadmap to move you towards your desired time freedom. Welcome back to today's episode. My name is Suhey Piedra with Prominence Business, and today my sisters are going to be here to help co-host. We have Cruz Piedra and Brisa Piedra. And today we really want to talk about the importance of creating processes and why and how we do it in-house so that you get an idea and a glimpse of what we do. So, Brisa, you are the main character today.
It's my time to shine, guys.
There you go.
I kind of want to just start kind of how I started here at Prominence. I was with all the hats, right? I wore all the hats here. I was here just to basically help you guys, with this business. So, I was the bookkeeper for a little bit. I did a little bit of tax prep. And on top of that, I was doing admin, the calendar, all of that. So, I think I kind of fell into the wheel of where you guys come from, which is a mess, right? Like your organized mess. I started falling into that wheel where I was just keeping it all in and just doing it. I knew where to find this file. I knew this. But again, they were dependent of me. Where is this? Where is that, right? And that's not functional, especially like if I want to call in sick or if I die, whatever the reason, whatever that reason is. And so little by little, my natural thing is to make structure of things. And I wasn't bringing that to
Before you go there, don't you think that's mostly how most entrepreneurs operate?
Yeah. They do it all. They think they could do it all.
They think they can do it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think that's kind of where I started, trusting myself and just putting it out there. Like, no, we need to put this down. I wouldn't put it down on paper, but I would have a better place. Like, this is where this goes, like our office became more organized. And so now between us three, at least we knew where things were in case something, one of us was missing. As far as notes, little things like that, because it was all in Suhey's head. It was all in Cruz's head. But when I wanted, if this client called me, I wouldn't know what the heck happened. So notes started coming into place. Just the smallest things that you might not even think of, just started coming into place, and it started helping us grow. Once we got into this growth, now I'm still handling it all, and it's still like all in my head, and we needed help, and we hired our first person. Well, guess what? It was like, now I have to teach this person what's in my head. And I could teach it, but again, now she's becoming dependent of me because it's in my head. So again, this is where, again, I grew, and I'm like, nope, we need to put this down on paper. And so now it's a cycle. As soon as Suhey has her little ideas that's in Suhey's head, boom, I put it down on paper, and now I shift it to everybody else. So this is why she calls me her funnel, because it's on her head, I get it, and I just throw it out there. So I think that has helped us tremendously. Yeah. I also always like to say that it doesn't have to start like that. And I've learned that. I always thought I need to have this manual, and it doesn't need to start like that. We started with videos, recording ourselves how to do things, recording our voice on, like where things are at, just the simplest things. And it's just recording videos. And then from there, when you have the time, or not have the time, but once it's dispersed and somebody else is taking it, now you can actually put it down on a paper.
Yeah. So even like it was a big challenge for me, because I like to work in odd hours, like in the middle of the night, or, I have like my own schedule. I'll pop in here 6 a.m. on Saturday just because I couldn't sleep, or I'm here at 8 o'clock at night because I needed to finish something or whatever. So I have no employees at those hours, so it was hard for me to get things done or to them And so I would have to do it myself because they're not here at that hour. So what I started to do is record myself. And I'd be like, well, I can do it this time, but this time when I'm recording myself, I would record video and audio, and I'd be like, okay, you click here, you go there, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm doing it. And so I noticed that I was sharing my thought process in the process. And so people started, when we started getting these, giving these videos to train, now the admin help would be listening to my thought process, and they're like, oh, this is why she does that, And so that helped a lot because now we have a video library that we can all share. And whether we hire one person or two people or start training more, there's a set of videos that they could start to follow.
Right.
And some of the structures and things that you put into place helped when I had to move to Las Vegas.
Yes.
When I moved away, I wasn't going to be physically in the office. So paper, where was this going? If I answer the phones, where is the client at? So when you set that structure that we have now of a call and the process that it goes through, and I can easily pick up the phone, and then with the process that you set, I can pick up from where someone else left off. Exactly. And help that client, and we're all on board. It's like before, how you said when you first came in, it's like, oh, Cruz helped you, Cruz has to help you, or continue to help you because she knows what you guys.
She knows your
were
file.
talking about. Now it's like when you set that in, no matter where you're at or who's there, they can help the client. So that system that you set up, that communication between all of us, wherever we're at, Las Vegas here, it helped the business grow. And this is why it's so important for other businesses to have these structures and in line, Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing when I get a caller and we say you have a team behind you. You really do, because you could talk to any of us and we'll know what's happening.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk to whoever told you.
Yeah. But setting up those processes, you had to sit down with Suhey and watch her do it and listen to what she had to do. And then, so that you knew what processes had to be set in line. So it is taking the time for us to, to sit there. I know you've tried to do it with me, and, even our little sister Giselle came on board, and she tried to sit with me for a day and follow Cruz around to see what she does. And she's like, everything's in your head. Like, you need to stop.
Right.
So it is, as for me to grow and be able to have others help me and do what I do, it needed to be like, sit down, write it down, and then let someone like you actually put that operation in line. And it's like, then I realized too everything that I had in my head.
But I think there's
it feels good.
A lot of patience, right? Because I remember when we were first coming up with these ways of developing these processes, we tried one thing, it didn't work.
Yeah.
We tried another, it didn't work. And I would just be like that. Oh, this didn't work. And then Brisa's like, give it some time. No, it didn't work, So it was one of those things where patience comes into play because it does work. It does work if you dedicate the time and the effort to make these processes work. We still have tools that we pay for on a monthly basis, we've purchased, and we don't utilize to its fullest potential because we're not there yet, but it's baby steps. And then we start to realize the benefits of having all these things in our head just come out and being accessible by anybody in case this client calls.
Yeah.
And we've had to learn the hard way sometimes, I had to step away from the office for a little while and everything was in my head. So Brisa would find piles of paperwork and she'd be like, what is this? And I'd be like, well, it's a multitude of things, but usually I keep in that pile, like everything I'm working on. And she'd be like, no, Suhey, like not like this, And so she would go in there and clean my office and go through things and put things away. And some of that stuff was already done, but I just never put it away. And so she started creating these processes. And so she'll be like, there goes that pile. I don't want that pile. And, it's like she does these office checks, I call them, right? And she does that. And so these processes has saved us time.
Yes.
These processes has allowed us to expand and grow. These processes really bring value into the office when, I want to hire more people. I want to be able to to have a system where a client calls and, any of the tax preparers in the office can take the file and move forward with it, And in order for that to happen, we had to create notes and processes so that we would all follow them and we would all know what to do with them. Yeah. One of the biggest challenges we face is when Cruz moved to Vegas. And we used to have a process in the office. Okay, if this file's pending and this is the stack of pending, these files here are files of next week's appointments. These files here, well, that means you had to be in the office to know that.
Yeah.
And Cruz was leaving the office. So how do we make that? So we had to take that now into online. Yeah. And make that work. But now that opened the opportunity that we could hire remotely.
Yep.
We don't have to be in the office. I can go on vacation and still work. I can go out and work from another place if I wanted to. That allow us to have access to things that we wouldn't have had access before.
Yeah, right. Work from the beach.
Yeah. And it also opened up communication with the client. A lot of the communication with the client where we're all involved with just bringing in a software to help, but also, or it's like you can go out there and hire any, or, purchase any software you want, but you still have to put in the work in the back end to organize it, set it up to the way it's going to work for you and your business. And so that function that you did and set up that structure, the way it flows, it's perfect for communication. The client knows when we upload a document. The client knows when we are notified when they upload something to us and that we've read it. And so they're aware, instead of before when it was just emailed to us and then it's like when we reply, oh yeah, we got it. Now it's boom, and then it's tasked to the right person. So it's like that also is huge. So it's not just the software we purchased, because we purchased the software that we never used until someone actually had to help us, set it up and structure it and put that in. The communication with the clientele has increased tremendously.
I mean, the other thing that I see in operations, the reason it's key, it makes it easier for us. It makes it easier when you want to hire. But the biggest thing that I see it's helped is where Sue now could strive in her area of expertise and Cruz could strive in her area of expertise. They're not tied to trying to be here and figure things out. Like, they're able to just go and do what they do and, be the best at it without trying to worry about the in-house.
Yeah. So when you say that, in prior episodes, we talk about the cost, right? Yeah. Time, putting value. So you think that these processes have saved us money, saved us time?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Like, it's, as far as like when you look at money, some people waste money on, the Netflix. How many do you really watch it? No, you rather go watch Hulu. And that's how I see things. You buy these little apps or things that might help you, but again, it's not going to work until you really use it.
Exactly.
And that's when it does take the time. And so having somebody that is structured, like, I think is going to be the best thing for any person. The reason is because that's how they live. And so that's how they need things to be. Somebody like, Suhei, who knows what's going on, but she can't tell me what's really happening. She knows her own desk. I think is not really the person you want. It's more somebody that needs to have that structure. And it's been in me since ever, but I didn't realize it until coming into the workplace.
Yeah. And so that's one of the strengths that she offers us, right? Is I'm the visionary. I'm out looking for ways. I see the potential of where can go, but I also realize that without the processes that Brisa has created, all I can do is envision, and I would have probably been working 24/7 because I have this to do, that to do, and all of this other stuff, and it's all in my head, so no one else can do it but myself. And now I've got a group of people that can help me in all those different areas, and it doesn't have to all be me. Yeah. So that is, I think, the biggest takeaway. The biggest value is to find the help that you need to help structure you and get all those ideas out of your head and put them into processes.
And really trust it.
That's true.
Because that was the biggest, biggest, thing that was hard for us. We have to trust it. Give it, like she said, give it time.
Patience,
and follow it. It's a change. And that's one thing that I think was big for me was the change, because I was so used to a certain way of being me and the way I had things. And then Brisa would come and be like, this is the way we're going to do it now. And it's like, okay, so, and then she'd yell because I would skip a step or I would not do the first step. And it's like, no, if I'm not doing it, her process, no matter how she sets it's not going to work. Right. Like she's helping us here for a reason. She's setting this up. So you have to follow the process as well, and it will flow. And now that we do it, it's easy, flows. And as a business owner, you feel good that you don't have everything in your head anymore, and that once you set it and it follows, it's going to get done and we're all going to be happy. And so it does feel good to do it. And it's not easy, but get it done.
Yeah. Any last input, Breeze? Anything else you want to share with our listeners?
Shit, why you put me on the spot like that? I don't know what to say. No.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. It works. And that wraps up today's episode. Thank you guys for listening. Please make sure you give us a follow on Instagram at prominence.services. And our website is prominencebusiness.com.
See you guys on the next one. So if your mindset is ready to excel to the next level and you want to give up the multiple hats to a business who will support you, then schedule a call with us today. We can be reached at 626-825-8249. Please give us a review and share us with your friends and family.